I wanted to learn to draw, and I couldn't draw a lick. So I went to some schools, and essentially this is sort of what they taught me. This is this person. Can you see? Can you see this person in that already? But if you try to go in and just start, if you're like me, most people beginning, you'll go for the eyes and the nose and the ears and the hair, and you will have a much harder time than if you can just hold off and go after the big shapes. And then it becomes relatively easy to create the big shapes. But if you go after the detail, those eyes and that hair and all those strings of hair, which grab you almost every time, unless you're just gifted, you'll get lost. And what I was told by one of the instructors was that you can be walking down a block and see somebody in your family a block away, and you recognize them, and that's the big shapes. You can't see their mouth and their eyes. So how do you get to where you can y'all see? Is this large enough? Can you see that shape is really, this is very pronounced because there's light on each side, but can you see that was pretty straightforward? That the darkness here, you can just about see this person clearly, I think, from just this is one shape actually. So how do you get there? I've been working on this, and I thought it might be helpful to just walk through it. This is the child, and this is where I am at this point. But to get there, essentially the way I was taught is to take charcoal or a pencil and just start coloring it in. And I want to pass this around. If I can. Let's see. Let me get back. Whoa. This is this child. You can pass it around. If you went in there, I think, unless you're just gifted, and tried to start doing that with all the color on top of the shadows, it's damn near impossible. So the first thing to do is turn it into a black and white. Eventually you want to do this without any help, and I have a great demo that I can show you on there. Nelson Shank's doing that, and he follows this. It's amazing. This guy gets hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars for portraits. He did Princess Diana. He did them while they were alive. But the first thing you want to do is get it in black and white so you can see the shadows. If y'all want to come on up, you can tell, you can see that shape. I've just darkened it. Can you tell what I've done? I've simply looked in there and I've exaggerated it. I've made it dark all the way over there, all the way around. And I came up with this really crude look. And it really doesn't matter if you don't get it exactly right. If you get it about 90% correct, you've got the eye where it's supposed to be, you've got the mouth where it's supposed to be, you've got the side plane defined. That's very important. So go ahead and just create this big shape. And then you can start erasing this off, come off, and just go back in as slowly as you want to, because as you erase it, if you start erasing it, the detail will come out. See the teeth? Watch. See? So you can go at your own pace. But first you've got to start learning to see the big shapes. And I'll tell you, in my opinion, the best thing to do to learn to see is not give yourself a chance to see the detail, but lock it out. And that's the key. There's actually a long tradition of this when they taught it in Florence, and it was later evolved into what they call bar drawings, where you copy the bus. Well, first you would copy a bar drawing of the bus, and you'd use this technique. and move on. So this has got, you know, hundreds of years of tradition. So what I thought we'd do here, with y'all's help, because it still can be tricky. I try to start putting this over here, and with y'all's help. Because I want to tell you, you don't have to be so. So I started earlier this afternoon, I kind of drew a line like that, and I drew a line like that, and I drew a line like that. I'm not worried that I don't have it absolutely perfect. Because I'm going to stand back, and then I'm going to say, well, that's wrong. And that's the fun of it. And when you're this close, you can't really see it. So I'll just, like there is this, let me just start putting this in. This, look, there's a little white area here. Well, I'm not going to worry about that quite yet. I'm just going to put it in. Put this in over here. Then, where is, maybe it's, let's try the white area. Did I get it right? I'm not sure. Where do I put the eyes? Well, I'm going to come over here. Try there. Is that about, is that too high or too low? Is that about the right place? It's low?
No, it's too low.
This is too low?
No.
Or the other one's too high.
There you go. Because, you know, what you can do is you can go in here
You're right.
and do this. But if you fight that, you'll just say, I'm not in any hurry, this is going to take a year or so to really get good at it, and I've got weeks to get this. I've been on this for a while. Well, what do you think? Is it?
You need to be closer together.
I think they do. I think they're too far apart, aren't they? So, let's see. Let's try to, is this about right for the bottom of the, we'll just try to do this crude nose. And what about this? This is an interesting mouth. I think that's too big. By the way, we're not going to accomplish too much tonight. I just want you to not be afraid and start doing it this way if you care to, and you'll be amazed. If you have a computer, you can create. So let's see. See, we got this little area here going around. We want to take a shot at that. And we want to put this up like that. And we want to go around here. Oh, well, now we can really start seeing that this should have been down here. You see what I'm getting at? Then you start taking that out. Taking that out. Let's see, this sort of goes over here. Looks like this comes in a little bit, down. This is like that. You got the chin going like, let's see, that chin's a little narrower, isn't it? Sort of smooth it. Now, we got a little dimple there. We got a little thing over here. How am I doing? Speak up when you see that I've got a mistake. What about the eyes? This one, is this fine? Are they better? Do I want to try to get a little shape now? Like, I got them in the right spot. All we're trying to do at this point is look, there's a little curve down here. This kind of looks like that. This doesn't look right to me. Seems wider than the other. It seems wider, y'all. Huh?
More of a triangle on the first baby picture.
Go on up and do it. No, show me. Just show me. I'll do it. Yeah. It looks narrow to me. Yeah, but I'm only trying. I'm trying to do that because if I get that in the right spot, as crude as that is, underneath it is the nose, and then I've got it in the right spot, and that's 90%. Is that I'm in the right area, and so.
So you drew on top of this first?
I drew on. I just made another copy.
Oh, okay.
You follow me? So if I didn't get that across, then I missed.
No,
I'm trying to show you that really crude
Okay, then that looks like that.
block. I want it to look like this, not like this. All right. If I didn't say that initially, then I'd thrown the whole thing off. Sorry.
Figured it out with the
But,
face
but
shape.
it, you know, if you don't simplify it, even if it's crude, I think you'll have a whole lot of more difficulty because you'll get caught in that cute little tongue and those teeth. And once, my experience, once you're there, you've set up. You'll draw it perfectly. You'll just be over here in the wrong place. All right? And you'll never. I went up to see a guy named Egley teach in painting, and Egley finally got so mad at me because I was putting the eyes and the nose in. I've been working hours on this painting, and we just wiped it out. He said the skull doesn't look anything like who you're painting, and it'll never be right if you don't get that basic shape. So this dark area right here is real important that I eventually get that white in the right spot. And over here, I've got to have a white spot there. I've got to put in a ear somewhere. I'm just really guessing at this point. I guess you're going to have to take it on faith. Since I'm not getting very far here, start putting these little dark areas in, and it will start looking where you've got this match, and then you'll start erasing, and then you'll start going in and putting. This is more difficult than I anticipated. Now, what I do, what time is it? We got time? What is important is that, and you'll have to do this a little while, what's important is that I get that, I don't have that shape exactly. I got to get that white line, because I can go back and get the tone later. I've just got to have that line in the right spot, and I really got to have this shape going down here, and then this goes out further. And see, you got the, now we've got the, you would never use a line like this, but I'm just trying to show you. You'd put that in, then you'd have to get that cheek right. See how that comes around, and then it actually goes back down, and then comes back up. That's all later. See, once you get sucked into that, you're in I think you're in big trouble. The best thing to do is simply, right at this moment, get all of that right, in approximately the right place, and I think we're, I'm not too far off. I want to get this light spot here. It doesn't matter, I'm using number 2 right here.
Just a regular number 2.
Yeah, now watch. Now, I'm ready to go to the next step, which I think, thank God this is over and I can just try to escape. But I can now go through and start erasing a little bit. Follow this nose. I can start taking it out, and now I see, okay, that's too dark. I want to start taking it closer to that, which is what I've done here. But I've got an hour or 2 of this. So in 15 minutes, I'm afraid I can't. I hope that's helped you a little bit. There is, eventually you'll just look at this, and you'll see the shape, and you'll go straight for it, and then eventually you'll just look at the person. You won't even need. And that's, I can't believe